suffer this whole idea of binge eating or stress eating, especially in this lockdown where food is the only companion you're left with, something that makes you feel happier, more stimulated, because everything else is so stressful and you feel all the emotions are pulling you in all directions, and food is your friend. But my friend, before we jump in and say, why are you doing it? What is exactly causing it? Are you eating healthy stuff? Let me tell you, I have never met anybody who eats comfort food in a healthy manner. Have you met anybody who goes for like organic food choices when they're stress eating? They don't. You don't. I don't. And that's the whole point, using the compulsive idea to feed the void that we experience in our stomachs with food creates only extra weight and more lethargy. So let's talk about it. Welcome to Absolutely Right, the very first graphology-based podcast show in India. My name is Aditi Surana. I am a graphologist, a high-performance coach, and host of your show. Now, today's conversation is kind of important, not because of the weight that you gain, but the anxiety that is underneath this whole habit. The whole choice of looking at your fridge 15 times and opening it over and over again and pretty much eating everything available there. Now, if you want to change the habit, if you want to alter that thought, we have to look at the emotional connotation, emotional journeys that you're going through. And you may say that, Aditi, does it have to always be about digging deeper and understanding these aspects and changing our perspectives? Can't we just enjoy our food? You can, as long as you're enjoying it. But if you're not enjoying it and doing it as compensation because you actually feel the pang in your stomach, then we got to dig deeper and talk about it. A listener wrote to me and she said, I was doing this journaling question and I repeated it 2-3 times. On the third day, I realized that I have been eating for last 1 month of the lockdown every day, way too much than what I do otherwise. But after third day of journaling, every day when I was crying and emoting and letting go of all the baggage that I was experiencing, something shifted. I suddenly felt the need to take control of my food, and after that, I didn't feel like overeating. Now, what can we do about it? Can we change it even further? Now, that question led to today's episode, and I think it's really important because so many people are going through anxiety and panic attacks and all that experience, especially in these uncertain times. We cannot blame ourselves for feeling what we feel. But we can go around the problem and try to build stronger minds and stronger bodies that can help us cope up with everything that is happening around. And that's why we will be talking about binge eating. Now, if you're stress eating or binge eating, try figuring out these 2-3 reasons. First one, you'll be surprised, is boredom. Yes, people are extremely bored and there is nothing stimulating. So when you eat something sugary, something salty, it stimulates your system. And that is the quickest solution to get rid of your boredom, or at least have that one moment of feeling excitement. Now, the second aspect, which I thought was funny but it's kind of true, is, are you hungry or are you thirsty? So many people eat when they are really thirsty, but they forget that they can actually reach out to a bottle of water and drink water. You know how we got used to this whole cold drinking options? So people forget that their body is craving for water and they compensate it by eating more food. Now, the third one, which I feel is crucial for our today's discussion, is the emotional need that is not being fulfilled. People feel the longing, they're missing people, they are constantly feeling the fear of losing somebody they care for or losing their own life. The information out there is so painful. So all the thoughts of grief, of challenging situations, of anxiety, of panic, of helplessness, of hopelessness, everything just gets in our stomach, in our system, and we keep feeling the void in our stomach. Now, if that void is causing you to eat or overeat or binge eat and stress eat, this is something we have to look at. So next time when you feel like eating a lot more than what you do usually, ask yourself this question. And today we're going to journal around it. For next 1 week, you can ask yourself this question every single day if binge eating or stress eating is your problem. And I'm not talking only from a perspective of weight gain. In the last lockdown, people used that hashtag lockdown 15, which means every single person gained 15 pounds extra. And that happened because of the eating habits and no exercising and being confined. So we already have a lot of challenges. So getting our bodies and minds in place, it's our job, so that we can deal with situations in a better manner. So here is a journaling question. Today's question is broken into two parts. First one is direct, second one is slightly solution oriented. First one, where you look at your own emotions. Do not say I feel good or I feel bad, just go deeper and understand the exact emotion you experience there. So the question is, every time I stress eat, what emotion am I experiencing here? So check your emotion. Is it longing? Is it fear? Is it anger? Is it irritation? Is it frustration? What emotion are you experiencing here? The second part is solution oriented, as I said. Ask yourself, what can I do to change it? Now, you might not find an answer immediately, and that's okay. But when you keep asking that question, it's not only about changing the food habits, but more importantly, what can you change within? What can you change in your thinking? What can you change in your experience that can change the way you eat, the way you treat your body? The times are tough, and we got to be stronger, and we must do whatever it takes to do that. When you start journaling around it, when you say, what can I do? You might land up feeling a lot of other emotions coming. So let your experience be on the paper. Do not edit it. Do not try to be politically correct. Just say everything. If it is nasty, if it is annoying, if it is painful, doesn't matter. Say everything that comes to your mind. That is the objective of this process, where you can really start helping yourself. So as you know, grapho journaling is a 3-step process. It begins by me asking you this question, but before you answer the question, you step into doing this calming graphotherapy practice called Kama Sutra, the flow of thoughts S-stroke practice. Now, the stroke has 5 specific instructions to follow. Learn exactly what to do on this link, aditisurana.com/Kama Sutra, CALM Kama Sutra. This calming stroke, which is thought in a particular manner and is breath coordinated, I also call it handwriting yoga, actually works like a solution, like a grounding technique, like a meditative space that you walk into. And then on the other side, when you're done with one page of it, you can start responding to your question. With our question, I aggravated or triggered certain emotions. With our S-stroke practice, in that open wound, we're going to apply some medicine, which is the calming, grounding medicine. When you complete the S-stroke practice and get to the other side, you feel the fluidity in your own emotions, and things that were stuck and not moving and were making you feel horrible suddenly start coming on the paper. Now, my friend, we require to do this in this time, especially where we do not have exact ways of solving our problems. We have to find outlets where we let our emotions come out and addressed. I'm going to leave you with this question. If you want to know more about graphology, if you want to learn graphology or want to book a session, you can find all the information on aditisurana.com. People who are listening to this episode as a podcast, let me tell you, from season 2, we also have all the episodes available on our YouTube channel, Aditi Surana. So go ahead and check it out, and all the graphology conversation becomes even more interesting. But it's your choice. Some people love to listen, and that's absolutely perfect. I'll see you next week on Wednesday. Till then, happy writing.